I work all day now. I'm down here back at the studio for 5:30. We have a shoot coming in here shortly for the Viatech Awards again. And so I'm just setting back up for that, getting ready for that. And I thought, you know what? I had a few people in my life ask me how I'd shoot on white, and so I thought I'd give a really quick demonstration of my light setup for shooting on white. You can shoot on white a lot of different ways, but I think this is the best way that I've found to shoot on white, and it gives me the best images, bar none. I think the most important thing to remember when shooting on white, if you want the background to be pure white, so if you're shooting in here and you want this to turn to pure white, you need to light it. And you need to light it separately than the foreground. So what you do is you get two lights on the background like this. Here, I'll show you right here. So I've got two lights, one on this side pointing across to the other side because that's important, so you get the light spread across the background as much as possible. And then I've got one on the other side behind this door doing exactly the opposite, pointing across the other side. So I've got two lights on the background. And what that's going to do is it's going to turn this background here to pure white so that I can edit it easily and all that kind of stuff. So that's how I've set that up. And as you can see, the doors are super important. So there's one on the left and one on the right. And what they're doing is when I stand in here, when I get the model to stand in here, this is just for headshot, this setup, so I'm not worried about down below. These things here are blocking the side light from hitting me. So none of the light from that actually hits the person except for a bit of the reflected light coming from behind. So what that allows me to do is set the power of light I want to use on the background till I'm just blowing it out, which is really easy to see in Lightroom. If you just check a little thing, it'll turn red. If you look at this light here, you can see that it's behind, there's the other door over there. You can see that the light is just behind this so that it's not actually casting any light sideways other than some reflected light coming back from the background. But that's cool because it gives a little rim light on the back of the person. But this is the most important thing, is always light the background separate from the person. So now this light is strictly for the background. Well, once I've got the background set to pure white, then I'm using this thing up here. This is my beauty dish, which some of you have seen me use before. I love this thing. I'm using it a lot more than I used to. I've got a grid for it. I've got this little sock on it right now. So this sock is just gonna make it nice and soft. So I'm using this light here to light the person and the two lights on the side to light the background. So all I do is make sure the background hits 255 white, it's blown out, it's nice and easy to work with in post. This then I can contour and control the light on the subject so that I can really get that look that I want without worrying about the background. It's just like backlighting someone. If you're backlit, the person's gonna be really dark, the background's gonna be really bright. I can then light from the foreground to bring the person's face up a little bit later. So I'm gonna be shooting with someone, so I'll leave the camera rolling while I'm shooting with him, just so you can see how easy the light setup is once you've got it. For the backdrop, I like to use plug-in strobes. That's just because I like that, it's easy, I'm in my studio. For most of my work, however, I use these. I use the Ranger Qs, the Quadras. They're great, 400 watts, super quick, good recycle time, nice and fast. And I use the Pocket Wizards, not the one that come with it, because sometimes that one doesn't work. I don't know why, but it's really finicky. I've got two of them that have died on me so far. And it's just right up to this nice little power head up here on the beauty dish. That's my really simple shooting on white setup. Again, it's super simple to do. All you gotta do is put the two panels out left and right, make sure that you cover off the background with those two lights, make sure none of that light's hitting your person. You can block with anything, I don't care what it is, a sheet, a coat, I don't care. And then you can use whatever foreground light you want for lighting the person. I often shoot with a gridded beauty dish, but today and for this project for Viatech, we've been shooting with the soft beauty dish just because it complements skin a little bit better that way. It's not as harsh. One more thing I wanted to add is I shoot a lot and I like to get my aperture as wide open as I possibly can. So one of the tricks I love to use in the studio is a little filter on my thing. So it's just like a 3-stop ND filter, which means it's not gonna change the color of the light, it's only gonna change how bright it is. So it just takes a few stops out of it. Look, I can put it over the lens, watch this. So it doesn't change the color, but it just changes, you can see it changing like that. all it's doing is taking some stops out, which means I can open up to a more shallow depth of field to get a little bit different field. Even though I'm shooting in the middle of the day with super bright strobes, I can pull that down. And this particular filter is great. It fits my 85mm and my 35mm, and I just put it on there and shoot away. Okay, one of the other things I recommend is if you're shooting a lot and it's a long project like this one is, it's really easy to forget how you set your lights up and how you set all your gear up. But it's important that all 50 whatever of these headshots all look and feel exactly the same. So the lighting setup, all the stuff I've got on the dials, I've taken a photo of everything with my iPhone, so I can go back and see where were my lights set up, what power were they at. I've even measured out on the floor a video of on what squares of the tile I have what set up, so I can very quickly duplicate this entire setup. And so just so here you can see, here's an example. I took a picture of the top of my camera, which shows me all of the dial settings on the Fuji, so I know for this shot, that's all the settings I used with my 3-stop ND filter, and I marked out I took another picture of the power I was shooting my 400 watt strobe at, as well as a video walkthrough of what squares all the lights were at. So I count off the floor, all my tiles, my 1-foot tiles, I can count where my lighting stands were placed, what height they were, all that, so I run it all through in video. So that was me telling myself about the setup. But I find that a super simple way. Get your iPhone out, take pictures of everything you're doing and put it in a file. It's easy, you can always go back to it, especially for a long project like this where everything needs to be consistent. So I reset this up exactly like it last time with all exactly the same power, exactly the same height of lights, everything's exactly the same as the last that I did. Super, super simple. Make sure you do that lots, because you never want to have two photos that aren't the same. Hey, so I hope you enjoyed that little quick tutorial. I know that I learned a lot of stuff I know from other people photographically, so it's always good to put back knowledge out into the world and let people have it. So I just wanted to give a quick demonstration. If you have any questions on that or anything, just toss me a message and I'll answer anything you like about seamless whites. You know, one of the things I love to shoot is people. I love to shoot people in a good way, in a camera way, because there's nothing more important in this world than your relationships. And it's easy to forget that, it's easy to let them go. And both as an entrepreneur and as a human being and as a contributor to my community through all the events and stuff that we run and we help and support, I can honestly say that if there's any one thing in your life that's worth focusing on, it's the people around you. There are gonna be people that take advantage of you. There are gonna be people that are, you know, down all the time. There are gonna be people that struggle to input into society to make it a better place, but that doesn't mean that we should stop caring about people. It doesn't mean that we should stop valuing people. I would say of all of the things on this earth, people are the most valuable. Whether you're an employer, whether you're just friends, whether you're supporting someone through something, people are the most valuable resource on this planet. So act accordingly.
You wanna roll with me? Oh, I can tell you right